Okay. So this is for Comm210, our first speech, and here's my audience.
I can feel like I'm in an indoor pool.
There we go.
So you want me to get you?
Just get me.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll stay down here.
All right.
I could be a little bit.
You want to be in the pulpit?
All right. So just to preface this, everyone, this is a speech about my hometown. Okay. So did you grow up in a small town, a large town, or somewhere in between? A small town. Small town. We can interact. That's fine. Well, I grew up mostly in Muncie, but a portion of my formative years were spent in a small town called Ridgeville, which is a little bit north and east of Muncie, about 40 miles. Late 80s, early 90s was the time period that I lived there, and I feel like you can understand a lot about an individual by where they're from, and so this is your chance to understand a little bit more about me, which I know you're all dying to know. So super exciting. One thing about living in a small town was, in the 80s, you could just go wherever you want. There was total freedom. We could literally bike the town end to end. No one cared whether we got lost or what. I mean, there wasn't any getting lost. Everyone there knew each other. You would always be able to find your way home. The town at that point in time had everything you needed. There was a grocery store that had comic books, which was a big thing for me. I love the comic books. There was a pack-a-sack convenience store, which was open 24 hours, so you could go late-night soda shopping. There was a library above the fire station, which was this old antique building that smelled of old books, and it was just like this absolutely brilliant place to be as a young child. There was a pizza place and several mom-and-pop diners to eat at. And the marquee of the whole town was this giant water tower, which is still there, and just says Ridgeville on the side. But it was, like I say, no matter where you went in the town, all you had to do was look up. The town was small enough, the water tower was always right beside you, and you could find your way home. There was some common areas, an old school lot we played on, a lot of wooded areas. We could just have adventure and fun, exciting times. Let's see. There was a street carnival that came every year, and you just have all the fun you could have as a child with no restrictions for the most part. Presently, there's been a loss of jobs and a loss of people in the town, and so a lot of the things that I experienced as a child just aren't there anymore. There's no grocery store, there's a library, but it's not in the same building, so it's not really the same. There used to be a hardware store, it's gone now. There's still an American Legion for food, and they have a Dollar General, but that's more of a sign of loss than gain, I think, in the Dollar General society that we live in. So that pretty much sums it up. I mean, small towns are very community focused. You get freedom to go where you want. The economy has really changed the way the small town operates, I think, and I mean, troubled times have affected all towns, and especially the small towns. So that's it. Probably shouldn't show that part.